Pullen, it's good to see you today. It's so sunshiny and warm outside. I'm so excited. So I'm excited you're here to do a lesson with me. So we're going to be working on, oh, I just knocked that over. We're going to be working on some review of what we did last week, and then we'll work on a different skill today. So this is review of what we did last week. We worked on, are you going to work on this with me? Okay, we worked on triple digit addition last week with regrouping, and I gave you 2 problems to do to practice. So these are the 2 that you had last week, and then we're going to practice these right now and see how we do. We're going to slice and dice. So we've got our touch points up there, and of course our strategy is circle that large number and count on with touch points. So here we go. I hope you're ready, mathematicians. So go ahead and let's start with this one over here. We're going to slice and dice this one. And we know that this is our ones place. We know that this is our tens place. And we know that this is our hundreds place. Good. Okay, so here we go. Let's go ahead. We're adding. So we know we're getting larger or counting on. So we're going to circle 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And my number looks like that. So I take my ones place and my tens place. And I put that guy up there. Then, oh, it's okay, honey. They can see it. Brennan is bothered because you can't see that very well. Is that better? Okay. Is that better for you? All right, then our tens place. So we're going to circle our large number and count on. So we circle 9 and count on. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I drew my touch points on there just like our 6 up here. So I'm going to put my 5 here in the tens place. And my 1 goes in the hundreds place. So now we're at our very last column, and we're going to circle our large number, 3, 4, 5. Don't forget about your carry, 6. And our answer is 652. Did you get it right last week? I hope so. All right, let's try this one. Slice and dice. And we are going to go ahead and circle that. Oh, I'll put these here for you. So we know that the hundreds, tens, and ones. And then we are going to circle 8, count on 9. And then we're going to circle, no thanks, buddy, 9, 10, 11. And I'm going to put my 1 up here. And then my last column, I'm going to circle 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Don't forget about your carry, 16. And my answer, oh, you know what? This one's a little bit tricky. Let me show you what we would do. Okay, so we have 16, so of course I put my 6 here, but then I have that 1 that I'm supposed to carry, but there's no other place value. So you can put it up here and then just bring it down, or you can just write it here. And then we know that when we have 3 numbers, we put that comma. So we know our answer is 1,619. This was your challenge. I hope you rocked it, mathematicians. I think you did. Okay, let me erase this, and we're going to talk about our lesson for today. If you needed those answers longer, just go back and you can pause the video and make sure that you got all that right. You can check your work if you didn't get them right and see where your mistakes are, and you can try it again. Okay, so here's our touch points up here. And that 5 looks like it's kind of erased a little bit, so I'll fix that. Maybe. Can't find my marker. That's brown, so maybe I won't fix it. Oh, here it is. So let me fix our 5 real quick, because we're actually going to use these touch points when we subtract. Today is all about that. What is that? That is a subtraction sign. Yes, so when we use that, we're going to get smaller, we're going to count down, we're going to count back. We're going to look at a couple strategies that we can use today as mathematicians when we subtract, and then next week we'll regroup. This week we're not going to regroup, we're just going to subtract. So if we look at a number sentence that looks like this, that one's pretty easy. We're still gonna slice and dice. You know this. That's our ones, that's our tens. We're still gonna attack the problem the same way. So we're still gonna start with the tens and the start with the ones and then move over to the tens. So we know kind of where to start, but we have to do a few things differently. Instead of counting up or getting larger, we're gonna count down because we're getting smaller. So our strategy is the same. Circle the large number, and instead of counting up, what do you think we're going to do? Count back. So we know that we're going to get smaller. So if we see this sign, we know we have to count back. If we see this sign, we know we have to count up. So we're subtracting right now. So let's circle our large number. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. My answer is 3. Does that make sense? So you know that you're going to get smaller. We're counting back. So we start with that number and count back. There is another strategy that I'm going to show you in just a second that you can use as well. And it doesn't matter which one you use, as long as you know how to use a strategy and get to the right answer, mathematicians. So we're going to call this one count back. Okay, so this one we're going to count back. So I'm going to circle 2 and count back. 2, 1. So what would my answer be to 27 minus 14? It is 13, mathematicians. Okay, so now let's try another one. And let's use a different strategy. And this strategy, all of these are, I'll put subtraction up here. I'm going to abbreviate it because I don't have enough room. Should have done that first. So I'm going to do another one. And this strategy is going to be count up. Okay, so this strategy is going to be count up. You see that okay? All right, so I'm just going to draw a line with a different marker. So you'll be able to see kind of the two strategies, okay? And you'll be able to pause this, of course, and you can look at the two strategies. Okay, so we have a count back and we have a count up. We're still going to subtract, and I'm actually going to use the same exact number sentence so you can see the difference. So this is going to be, again, 27 minus 14. And I'm still going to slice and dice, okay? And whenever we're subtracting, of course, that large number has to be first, because we can't, if I have 5 and I'm subtracting a number, I can't say minus 6, because can I take 6 from this number? You're right, I can't. I can't take 6 away. I can take 5 away. I can take 4. Whoops. There we go. I can take 3. I cannot take 6. So when we subtract, our large number has to be first. So we're going to, instead of circling that large number on our count up strategy, we're going to start on 4 and count up to 7. Okay. So 4, 5, 6, 7. So you can make lines. Some of my friends, when I was doing this in the school, they like to make dots and then they would count their dots. So you might 4, 5, 6, 7. And if you had 3 dots, your answer would be 3. Just like we got over here, this one just counts up from your smaller number instead of starting with that large number. So if I started at 1 and counted up to 2, I would say 1, 2. I have 1 dot or 1 line, so my answer would be 1. My whole answer is 13. So you can do it either way. You can either count up or count back. So you can start with those large numbers, count back. You can either start with the smaller numbers, count up. You're still subtracting as long as you're remembering that your answer is going to get smaller. So we're not circling the large number and counting on. Counting on is different than counting up. So these are our two strategies for subtraction. So that's what we're going to be working on. And I'm actually going to erase these samples. And I'm going to give you 2 samples that we'll work on together, and then you'll have 2 to work on before we come back next time. I'm actually going to write our 2 strategies over here now so that we can use our space differently. Count up is one strategy, and I'm writing off the screen. Let me try this. Okay, so count up is one strategy. And then our other strategy for subtraction, we just practiced. Okay, those are our 2 strategies. So we're going to call this strategy 1 and this one strategy 2. Oh, that marker isn't working so well. There we go. Okay, let me erase our number sentences, and then we're going to try some examples, and then you'll try some on your own. Actually, we'll do one more example, and then you'll do 2 on your own, just like we did this last week, and then we'll practice them when we come back together. Okay, so this is all subtraction. So let me give you Okay, our number sentence is going to be 78 minus 42. So of course we slice and dice mathematicians. This is our ones place. This is our tens place. You're rocking that. You were telling me exactly what to do. That's good. Then I'm going to use my favorite strategy is probably counting back, just because I don't have to remember where to start. I always know I start with that large number, just like in addition. So I'm going to do this one, 8, and then I'm going to count back. 7, 6. My answer is 6, and I'm still using touch points. With count up, you don't use touch points. All right, let's try this next one. So I'm going to circle 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. My answer should be 36. Did you get it? Okay, here's 2 for you to try. One of them is going to be a challenge. And then you can have your families making up some problems for you to practice these strategies so you're ready for next week. How about if you do 2 a day, and that will get you mastering these skills? Okay, so let's try one that's double digit. Okay, there's 1. And then let's try a triple digit. What's the first thing you do, mathematicians? Slice and dice. And you can use either strategy, remember? Just make sure that you practice them so that you're ready for next week. And next week, we'll practice these 2 together and see if you get them right. Enjoy the rest of your day. Play outside, read, have fun, and know that you are loved and missed.